One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Then let me be. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar. Insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals reporting pace his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Man, oh man, we made it to freaking hump day morning, man. Great to see everyone in the building. Shout out to everyone. And yes, you know what I noticed is I was noticing that my stream yesterday was dropping off a little bit on internet, and something I was like, okay, well, I guess it's got to be regards to the weather or whatever the case is. But then I just realized I'm looking down and I'm like, fuck, why am I having this internet connection problem where I can't like click the comment and it lags like forever? So anyways, I was on the wrong internet connection. Feels ultra good, dude.
Stupid.
Anyways, so we are back and at it, man. Much love, honor, respect to everybody. You guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man.
Oh my God.
I'm very appreciative of that. Real quick, so we're going to let you guys know what our lineup is for the morning. Of course, the way that I have this labeled, we have day 8 of the government shutdown updates, as well as Trump holds a roundtable. That roundtable, I believe, is to be held after our show's ended. So unfortunately, I won't be able to cover that this morning, but at least you guys know that it's happening sometime today. Then we have James Comey in court, and I actually just got 3 minutes ago, like right before the stream started, he pleaded not guilty, which I don't think anyone is surprised by that, but that just happened. So the way that we're going to actually line this up, because we have a lot of very crazy, a lot of these different stories, but they're kind of short stories, okay? So we're going to start off with Trump changes tone on Canada, host Carney in Oval Office. That happened yesterday. I told you guys all about that this was going to happen, but I probably was not going to be able to cover it because it's after the show. Now, we do have the footage, and we're not going to watch the entire thing, but we are going to watch a little bit of their correspondence and what they're saying. We're not going to like listen to them take questions and shit like that. Then we're going to move into Don't Call Me a Liar. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, clashes with Democrat senator. So that'll be interesting. That's a short little clip that happened yesterday because Pam Bondi was in front of a hearing. Anyways, large crane collapses onto a home in New Jersey. And I saw this story yesterday. I think I was at lunch. I think I was actually at lunch, and I was scrolling through my YouTube, and I saw this humongous crane that collapsed on top of a home in New Jersey. And so I was like investigating, like, why did that happen? They were putting a fucking hot tub on the other side of the house. They were craning it, you know, from one side, going over the house, and then putting down the hot tub, and the whole fucking thing went down and crushed their garage and all that shit. Okay, so then we're going to be talking about National Guard troops assemble in Chicago area. Yes, this is a huge point of contention for the left, and something that we have been following ever so closely, regards to not only, you know, ICE agents, meaning federal agents, but as well as the National Guard as well. Then we have Trump administration on the government shutdown. So they're going to speak a little bit and let us know what they think on their side of the equation. Then we have shutdown postpones Trump administration's farm aid plans. and they're going to come out and talk about how the government shutdown has affected what they plan to do for the aid within farms in the United States. And then we have that happened 3 hours ago. Israeli forces intercept aid flotilla bound for Gaza. I really don't know why they would stop any type of actual just aid. I'm really not sure of why that is something you would like want to intercept a whole ass fucking boat of aid. I really just don't understand that. Maybe if they're, transporting weapons or armory or whatever, missiles or some shit. Okay, I can kind of understand that. But anyways, then we go into former FBI Director James Comey pleads not guilty. And yes, I think we all knew that was coming. And that will be our lineup for the morning. So ladies and gentlemen, before we get into it, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's absolutely free to do so, and it helps out the show immensely. If you guys are brand new to the show as well, make sure you guys hit that fucking subscribe button because it's also free. Yes, it is. Please consider, though, becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This is what allows us to stay on the airwaves, man. I can't thank you guys that become members and then stay members. You guys really actually fund this show. So thank you. Little side note, follow my Instagram at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes and not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news, all that great shit. Make sure you guys follow me there and direct message me. I don't be scared. I'll definitely message you back. And then we also have a Discord. Make sure you guys, if you haven't joined up in the Discord, join up now. Naomi will throw that link into the chat for you guys. And if you guys are watching this on the playback, go into the description box down below of any live video. It'll have the invite link for the Discord server. It'll have my Instagram links, all that kind of shit. So last but not least on the call to actions, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups. These are all the things that, of course, we're going to be presenting live onto the show and shouting out. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, well, then we have these platforms right here. And of course, I will read out your donation just like a super chat. And I have my email up right away. So if anything does come through, I will read it out right away, man. So thank you guys for being here. And real quick, we got Gorilla Biscuits before, like right when we started, renewing his membership for 2 months, saying win absolutely to the Breakfast Club. Thank you, kind sir. And then he gifted out one just to show a little love, man. So I can't thank you enough for helping out the channel and helping all of us here in the Breakfast Club, man. So I'm very honored by that. We got Steve Easy in the building. We got Naomi in the building as well. Steve Posey, as well as Hardwire, my man. Good morning to you guys. We got Rebecca in here. Where is she? I thought I saw. There it is. Rebecca, what's up? We got Jimmy as well. Jimmy Mack, my man. Good morning. Let's see. We're scrolling down. We got old brother, old Beezer Geezer, dude. Nice to see you, dude. We got Sterling Wheel in the building as well, saying Motobomb Panty Raid. Yes, sir. And thank you, Motobomb, for the raid right before the show started, man. I'm very appreciative of your support to the channel. Sincerely, man. We got Rabbit of Chaos as well. Good morning. Good morning. We got Path Killer as well as Crystal. Man, Crystal, great to see you in the chat, man. Hopefully you're enjoying your hump day so far. We're scrolling on down here. We're trying to catch up with everybody. We got Prez in the building as well as Shadow, my man. Good morning to you guys. And we're scrolling. We got Dean over there on the Facebook side of things. Great to see you, my man. Good morning. Good morning. All right. I think we're almost caught up here. We're almost caught up. I'm sorry. We do have a lot of you guys in here this morning. We got Vanguard Tortuga, my man. Good morning to you. Great to see you. Always appreciate the Vanguard family in here, man. You guys are legends. Let's see. And last but not least, we're going to do our PSA and then get right into the order.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
And yeah, I do see that, by the way. Steve Posey says, pretty simple, Mike. They were giving aid to the enemy. And I totally understand that because it's truthfully the Palestinian people are not the actual enemy, but Hamas is. And what does Hamas do with any type of aid? They absolutely do steal it and then sell it back to their own people because they're scumbags and it funds their own side of the war, right? So I do understand what you're getting at. We're scrolling down and we're going to make sure that everyone's been seen and hanging out. All right, we're good. Let's get right into it. We got Carney's right as well, brother. Always appreciate you. All right, let's get into this, and we'll start this off right away. This is Trump regarding Canada and hosted Carney in Oval Office yesterday. So let's check this out.
We were just getting this image as President Trump and Prime Minister Mark Carney from Canada meeting inside the Oval Office. The cameras, the media getting set up as these two allies coming together. This is the second such meeting, the second visit for Carney there and Trump together in.
Why is he so low? We have it all the way cranked up, but he's still low.
This room. So let's listen into this here on Live Now from Fox as we dive into this live event from Washington, D.C.
I liked him right from the beginning. I've liked him, and we've had a good relationship. We have some natural conflict, but we'll probably work that out. But we've had a very...
You know what's weird is this is low resolution, and I can't change the quality here. Oh, wait. Yeah, the highest is 720.
strong relationship.
Oh, that's a little bit better, but still, I don't know what's going on here.
And your hosting of the various countries that showed up, that was a beautiful job you did, and I appreciate it very much. We're going to be talking about trade. We're going to be talking about a lot of
Mountain
different
Woman
things.
in here as well. Good morning.
Gaza. We're in very serious negotiations to, I guess you could say, depending on the way you count, 3,000 years. You could say 500 years. You could say, but it's been raging for a long time. And I think there's a possibility that we could have peace in the Middle East. It's something.
I really hope that Trump really can get that done. That would be awesome, not only for world peace, but that would be a great spot for the United States to be in.
Even beyond the Gaza situation, we want a release of the hostages immediately, etc. And so our team is over there now. Another team just left, and other countries, literally every country in the world has supported the plan.
Yep.
I don't think there's anybody that has.
Yeah, all the Arab world, everyone, the Gulf states. We already explained all of that, but yeah.
Actually, not that I've seen, but there's a real chance.
And if they're agreeing to it, well, what would some Western country like Canada be doing? Fucking saying, oh, no, this isn't. No, the whole Arab world is already signed off on it. What makes you think that you've got a somewhat decent opinion on this? You really don't.
So we could do something. So you may have some questions on that later.
That's
but
right, Carney, my man. Thank you.
And we'll make some deals, and we'll do some things that are good for both of our countries. And Mark,
you know, I really have a very, very low, what I believe to be true, like what could happen. The way that I see peace in the Middle East, quote unquote, is only very small chunks of periods of time. Okay, not meaning that you can get ceasefires done, you can get all this shit done and be good for maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years. But then some shit always pops off, and then it's a whole another war. It just never stops, bro. And I know exactly what you're saying, Steve. It's really frustrating. We got TVT in here, my man. Good morning, kind sir. Always great to see you up there in Canada.
It's an honor to have you.
Speaking of, we have your Canadian Prime Minister in here.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. If I may, you kindly hosted me and some of my colleagues a few months ago, and I said at the time you are a transformative president. And since then...
Sorry, Steve. Hey, listen, and I'm going to be honest. I spend nonstop time. My whole life has been sacrificed in the aspect of this is all I do, okay? And I have to get paid for my time, okay? And unfortunately, if people are not just paying for it, then I have to somewhat do something to entice, whether it be, membership, why we do Saturday mornings. I give you guys these incentives. So I have to have some little clip to play. It's not like I'm doing a 3-minute fucking commercial, dude. So, I mean, really, I'm going to be sorry. I'm just going to say it like it is. Get over it.
The transformation in the economy, unprecedented commitments of NATO partners to defense spending, peace from India, Pakistan through to Azerbaijan, Armenia, disabling Iran as a force of terror, and now, and I'm running out of time, but this is in many respects the most important.
the merger of Canada and the United States.
Man, their fucking mics are peaking in everything.
On this solemn day of commemoration of the horrific attacks of October 7th, for the first time in decades, hundreds of years, thousands of years, this prospect of peace that you've made possible, Canada stands.
Oh, Steve, anytime that you make money on the internet and you deviate from what you're doing, like in a show, like that's why people hate people who do sponsorships or any of these kind of things, because it takes away from the show and all that. Now, the truth is I even had a conversation with my father about it. And I'm like, your guys' generation looked at like what we're doing right now, making money on the internet and stuff like that. That was an impossible task. It wasn't even possible. They didn't have the fucking internet. And then people can look at what I do, like, hey, this guy's getting on stream, talking shit, smoking a little left-handed tobacco, talking about politics, and he gets paid. What makes him have the right to get paid? And so that's what people contend with. I'm not saying that that's what Steve Posey's problem is. His problem is different, but that's kind of a standard thing for the grifting. But nonetheless, anyways, back to this.
Foursquare behind those efforts, and we'll do whatever we can to support
Very
them.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
What would it take for you to
And I really don't want to hear these guys' questions for very long. I mean, they only came in 3 minutes, gave the 3-minute monologue, and there's 36 minutes total of the video. So that means 33 minutes of it is questions. We're not going to listen to it, but we do want to hear a couple of questions, and then we'll move on.
or lower your tariffs on Canadian sectors, including aluminum?
Well, we're going to be talking about that with the Prime Minister. We'll be talking about tariffs. We'll be talking about a lot of that, but that's for a little bit later on. I want to just acknowledge our
Gorilla
great,
Biscuits coming in and gifting out another membership, bro. Not only, dude, he's carrying the chat so far. He re-upped his membership, then he gifted out one, and then gifted out a second.
Is he
So
doing
thank
a
you, sir.
good job?
He's doing a good job.
Otherwise, I'll get him out of there so fast. No, you have a good one.
Mr. President, is it the White House's position that furloughed workers should be paid for their back pay?
I would say it depends on who we're talking about.
100%, Naomi. If me as a creator, if I don't say to do it, oddly enough, people don't just take it amongst themselves to do it. Like the whole like button thing. For instance, Black Dragon, dude may have 150 people in his fucking chat, but he never tells anyone to like the fucking like button. So how many likes does he have? He may have 15 likes out of 150 that are watching him. You have to do call to actions. Speaking of, make sure you guys hit that like button. Helps out the show immensely. Thank you,
I can tell
guys.
you this, the Democrats have put a lot of people in great risk and jeopardy, but it really depends on who you're talking about. But for the most part, we're going to take care of our people. There are some people that really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way. Okay? Thank you.
Fuck these people in the White House, bro. These guys, you got every reporter in there that is just screaming over the top of each other just to be heard. It's annoying. We already know that happened. That was yesterday, just for context, obviously. We talked about that. Now, what else happened yesterday? There was a hearing with Attorney General Pam Bondi, and I guess she did clash with a Democrat senator. So let's go ahead and bring that up, and we'll go ahead and discuss what is happening over here. And she says, don't call me a liar.
But I did notice that you spoke at great length about pending litigation, specifically with respect to the questions Senator Cruz asked you about the sentencing of the Kavanaugh defendant. That's pending, right?
He was sentenced to 8 years.
I understand that, but that's on appeal, right?
We will be appealing.
Right, so that makes it pending litigation. So you made an exception with respect to the Cruz questions.
Hold on. No,
but you
those
didn't
were-
answer
those were
any of the
things-
questions that you said were pending at litigation from any of my colleagues.
Those were facts that came out at the sentencing hearing. You're welcome to see the transcript of the sentencing hearing
I
with all
understand
the
that.
gruesome details of what they threatened to do to Justice Kavanaugh and other justices.
I condemn what that person did.
That was the sentencing.
But the point here is that that's pending litigation. You indicated you're going to be appealing. It's your right to do that. And you would not, you use that justification to not answer many other questions.
Justification, you're an attorney, Senator.
Okay.
You realize that.
Uh-oh, she's already calling him out. Real quick, we got Joseph up there in Canada. Always appreciate you saying stop the cap. And
Stop the cap.
Hit the like button, mofos. I like you, man. I like
do want
that,
to go
man.
back
Thank
to
you.
Homan. You know, there's a tape, right, with Mr. Homan? I mean, first of all, is there a tape that has audio and video of the transfer of the $50,000?
You would have to talk to Director Patel about that.
And chatting with Stacks in the building as well. Always appreciate
No,
you.
I'm talking to you.
I don't know the answer, Senator.
Yeah, you do know the answer to
Don't
that.
call me a liar.
I didn't call you a liar.
You just said I know the answer.
Yeah, no, he did insinuate, absolutely.
I don't know the answer, Senator.
Yeah, you do know the answer to that.
Don't call me a liar. And then he goes, I didn't call you a liar. No, you just totally 1,000% insinuated that.
Call me a liar?
I didn't call you a liar.
You just said I know the answer. I said I don't know the answer.
Well,
you have to talk to
okay, let
Director
me-
Patel. What I said is that
Let me put
investigation
it
was
another way.
closed.
If you don't know, why don't you know whether there was a tape and video?
Senator, I believe that was resolved prior to my confirmation as Attorney General.
Do you think that it
Thank you,
is of
Prez.
public interest for the people to know what happened to the $50,000 that the FBI turned over to Homan?
Did you hear what I just said? That was resolved prior to my confirmation as Attorney General. That's why I said I would not know.
It's not resolved. There's $50,000. Homan has it, or somebody has it. Do you have no interest in knowing where it is?
You're not going to sit here and slander Tom Homan. The FBI and Deputy Director Blanche said there was nothing.
I'm not slamming Tom Homan. He got the 50
Tom
grand.
Homan is doing, how do you know that? Tom Homan is doing a great job, as our borders are, keeping your border state safe. You're a border state.
And she's not wrong. She's not wrong on that. And Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
All right, we're moving into that weird whole crane operation that fell over at a person's house. We were talking about that a little bit at the top of the show. I saw this yesterday happen right after the show. It was actually at lunch, like I was telling you guys, and kind of a dramatic ordeal trying to set up a jacuzzi. They were trying to crane in a jacuzzi. Let's go and see what the hell is happening over here in New Jersey.
We do want to take you out right now to some breaking news, a developing story out of New Jersey. As you can see,
what's up, preacher? Good morning.
Collapsed into a home, and obviously kind of shifting gears here into what we know that's happening right now there in New Jersey. So a very developing story here as it is collapsed into a garage portion of a home in.
So they were going to crane this over from this side, you know, get the jacuzzi or whatever the fuck, and crane it over their backyard. And look how extended long this crane is. It is a long crane. But obviously someone did some sort of miscalculations because every crane has a rating of what you can put the boom out to, the load weight, all these things. It all correlates to being able to do a safe operation.
Hamilton, Mercer County in New Jersey, just outside of Trenton. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on, what work was taking place there, but on top of the home at this point, some crews on the street right now monitoring what's going on, but just the weight of the crane likely to tip it over in that way. So very dynamic images coming into our newsroom right now of what's going on there in this area in New Jersey as a crane collapsing. You can see they're diving into the roof, cutting into this home at this moment. Not exactly sure of what's going on, if authorities are going to be on the ground soon, what they're looking
at. Yeah, definitely they did not there, Crystal, for sure.
But you can just see they're zooming in on this here briefly on Live Now from Fox. So the crane...
You know what's funny about it is the Tortuga, those they're not really extremely heavy either. But the thing is you know, you can actually pick up a heavy load, for instance, and you can do a small radius and have that boom straight up and down. You're not going to really affect your topple range, right? But when you extend that boom all the way out and you're going way out here, you're putting way too much weight over here and you're not counterbalancing, right? So that's the issue.
It has collapsed, and that's kind of what we do, diving into all of these live pictures, but cutting a gaping hole in this roof. This truck with the cab very much up in the air at this moment. They have kind of those wide wings out there for stabilization purposes, but ultimately those likely did not work in this moment. So I'm not exactly sure what led to this, how they will potentially try to get this car down. That is going to be the next question about this, how they get the crane out of the home, how they repair the home, and exactly how this all came to be. So very interesting image, crane collapsing there in Hamilton.
What's up, neighbor guy? Good morning.
New Jersey, outside of Trenton. You can see there's some construction material on the left. Not exactly what they were doing inside the home, on the roof of the home, back of the home. So a lot of questions still left to be answered in terms of this. But you can see it was potentially carrying something. I'm not exactly sure what that could be about, but just the balance of this truck and this apparatus didn't line up, leading to this dynamic image that we're getting in from Skyfox right now. All right, I'm Andy Mack. You're on Live Now from Fox. We're back after this.
All right, let's go and get into the next ordeal because we're pumping them out. We have a lot of quick stories this morning. That's for a damn fact. We're going to be talking about the National Guard troops assemble in Chicago area. As you guys know, there's been a huge point of contention about the National Guard, ICE across all these Democrat cities, and especially Chicago. They've been doing a lot of pushback. I'm not even going to say a decent amount of pushback because their pushback is retarded. But nonetheless, they're still fighting it, of course, and they're going to continue to do that.
Hundreds of National Guard troops are soon to deploy to Chicago. This on a mission that the Trump administration says is meant to protect federal officers and their facilities.
What's up, Get Some Jay? Up in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your your hump day so far.
In the city. Some troops are already guarding an ICE procession facility just outside of the city. And it was on Monday that Chicago and
What's
state
up,
of
Chase?
Illinois then
No
sued
one's
the Trump
muting you, dude.
administration,
Relax.
trying to stop what they call an unlawful deployment. A federal judge declined to immediately block that deployment, but scheduled arguments for this case on Thursday. Fox's Asher Red is live there in Chicago. Asher, we also know that the FBI is just one of those agencies saying that they could use the help.
What's up, Rob's neighbor, as well? Great to see you.
Well, Christina, I was with FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche earlier today, and both of them explained exactly why they think that federal agents here in Chicago need National Guard protection.
Oh, yeah, it's not hump day. It's whip 'em out Wednesday. I forgot.
Bruh.
That's my bad, bro.
Patel and the Deputy AG toured the FBI Chicago
What's up,
field office
Straight?
today. The visit comes as the Justice Department says agents are facing increased threats of violence and attacks here in the city. One of those cases involved an alleged murder-for-hire plot against a Border Patrol commander. Prosecutors say a Chicago gang leader shared Snapchat messages offering $2K for info on the commander's whereabouts and, quote, $10K if you can.
Hey, why not get some? I'd like to think that I'd be like 70 years old still, you know, getting down with my bad self.
Can take him down. Separately, the FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information on 2 vehicle ramming attacks on federal agents in Chicago over the week.
Shit, DEA, ATF, just standard police, FBI, and USBP. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, it's almost laughable that the state government is standing up and saying, don't let the National Guard in. I mean, they have access to the same TV that I have access to. And of course we need the National Guard.
Hey, GB, always appreciate you, man. Thank you for not only re-upping your membership, but also sending out a couple for the chat, man. I'm very appreciative. Thank you for that.
Some of the anti-ICE protests in this area, including at an ICE processing facility in nearby Broadview, Illinois, have turned violent. The mayor of Broadview has now set a specific protest hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. around the facility, and she's imposed a curfew.
Yeah, did you see that, Steve? They didn't even show their face. They were literally showing off them colors, like a whole ass fucking cut. Jesus.
Meanwhile, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is dialing
Good
up the rhetoric
observation.
against the Trump administration, calling the federal agents thugs and vowing to not back down.
Federal agents have been openly carrying
Oh, God, here comes Pritzker or whatever.
assault rifles downtown, racially profiling people, and based on that, demanding.
Yeah, how else do you fucking do it? They're not going to come up to me going, hey, do you have citizenship here in the United States? Yeah, no fucking shit.
Proof of citizenship and snatching people up in our neighborhoods with.
Wolfheim with the 27 freaking Swedish crowns, my man. Always appreciate you. Good morning, kind sir. Or good afternoon, good evening, actually. He says, you know what time it is? Jazz Tobacco. Yes, sir.
Dom DeMarco.
Feels ultra good to be a G.
A few moments later.
Back into this.
Out a judicial warrant. Donald Trump's deranged depiction of Chicago as a hellhole, a war zone, and the worst and most dangerous city in the world was just complete BS.
What's up, Bob from Biker News Canada? Good morning.
Until 11:59.
Shit, we got a couple of you legends coming in. We got Bob from Biker News Canada. Good morning, kind sir. We got Chris Leach in the building as well, kind sir. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning as well. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that, Steve. You can send them to me too.
And tomorrow night to respond to this lawsuit, Chicago, the state of Illinois, and the Trump administration will be in court on Thursday over this. Christina?
So much still to follow there. We appreciate Fox's Asher Red for giving us the very latest from live there in Chicago. And so, of course, as we're continuing on with the story.
Man, well, that's kind of an odd place that they just ended it abruptly right there. But I did tell you guys that there's going to be a lot of quick stories here. We got Glare 1% in the building as well as a Grillipus. Good morning to you. Great to see you both in the chat, man. We're going to be running into our next story here. We got Trump administration on the government shutdown, and I'm not really sure if this is his cabinet or who's necessarily talking in this, but we are going to find out. This happened yesterday evening, like kind of afternoonish evening.
The federal government shutdown hits that 1 week mark with no end in sight. Now we continue to follow all of the.
And we also have a somewhat of an update regarding the shutdown on the next story, but
the impacts of the ongoing shutdown.
This was on day 7. Today we're on day 8.
And how it's impacting all Americans out there. I do want to bring in Kevin Hassett, the director of the National Economic Council under President Trump, joining us now. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today. I know you've had a busy week and really several months here.
Yeah, well, it's great. It's great to be here.
And first off,
wow, get some. He said 9 straight days with 0 homicides in Memphis. The National Guard works. Wow. That's pretty impressive. I'm not going to lie, because Memphis is one of the murder capitals of the United States, if not the world. And so I'm that's very interesting to see 9 straight days with 0 homicides. It's an interesting stat.
I did want to ask you overall, again, as I mentioned now, we are in day 7 here. What sort of impacts have we seen already happening, and what could we see in the coming days and weeks?
Right. Well, first of all, to give viewers the setting, that we're in a very unusual circumstance with a government shutdown, that the Constitution and the Federalist Papers designed the Senate to be a moderating influence in our government. And in fact, under Chuck Schumer and the Democrats, they're the exact opposite. This is the 3rd time since President Trump took office, last time plus this time, that they've shut the government down. In fact, one of the years they didn't do it was the COVID year. And so they're basically, if you like to think about it, they're batting really like way above Ted Williams in terms of their willingness to shut the government down. But Republicans have forever and ever recognized their constitutional duty to keep the government open. And so with Joe Biden 13 times, they had a continuing resolution to keep the government open, just as the constitutional framers would have expected the moderating influence people would do. And those
Real quick, Carney's right, who's an officer here, by the way. He's saying we got 42, well, actually 44 now, watching and only 34 likes. What the fuck? Hit the like button. Yes, I agree. Very much hit the like button. You guys don't have to like the craziness and the shutdown of the government and all this shit, but you guys can like it for me and my takes, man. I very much appreciate that.
Those continuing resolutions were supported by the vast majority of Republicans who understood their duty to be a moderating influence. And in fact, the votes were in the 80s every single time. And so we're in a very unusual...
These Democrats fucking literally hate the United States. They hate us. They are like terrorists at this fucking point.
Time, and that's the
holding our
setting.
shit
And so the question
hostage
is, how
and
do we
everything.
think about the unusual time? And the Council of Economic Advisors has done a study about what's the cost to the overall economy of shutting the government down, and they estimate that it costs us about $15 billion in lost GDP every week. And so you haven't seen the GDP numbers yet; they'll come out in the future. But we've lost a significant amount of national income because of the shutdown already. And it's the position of President Trump and Senator Thune that the senators need to recognize their constitutional duty, be a moderating influence, get the government open, and then instead of trying to get policy concessions, while they're driving the truck off the cliff, they open up regular order discussions about their concerns as soon as the government's open. That's the position of the president and of the Senator Thune.
And on that note, what are maybe the red lines, things that Republicans are not willing to give up as those negotiations continue? Because we heard from President Trump yesterday. He said in the Oval Office that some good talks are happening and there could be something good in the future. What is it that Republicans are not going to give up regardless of what happens?
Republicans want the government to be open, as all of your listeners want. They want the people.
But basically what he's asking you, what will you cave to any of their demands? Are you going to cave to anything? That's what Josh is getting at.
People to get the paychecks that they've earned. We want military families to get their paychecks. We want the children who are getting their baby formula from the WIC program to get their baby formula. And we want that to happen. And that's a very, very simple thing to happen. It's not a thing to negotiate. It's like a one-line thing. Just open the government. And once the government's open, then President Trump and Republicans on the Hill are willing, of course, to talk to their colleagues about, well, what's next step for policy. But now is not the time to do it.
I'm not sure if you can provide necessarily some perspective here, but how many federal...
Yeah, very interesting to watch, though, get some. And he says Democrats intend to crash the government and blame the administration. Facts, by the way. That is facts. Sadly.
Federal employees do you expect are going to be furloughed versus maybe required to work without pay? And when do those furloughs become potential firings?
Well, right now, our hope is that we get the government open today, and that if the money doesn't come, then eventually cabinet agencies are going to have to make hard choices about how they keep the government running, given that Congress hasn't allocated the funds to those agencies. But
oh, damn, man, one woman, that sucks. But pretty radical to see, I would imagine.
Again, nobody in the White House, nobody in Capitol Hill, this Republican, wants people to lose their jobs and to lose their pay. We just want the government open, and then we want, with regular order, to talk about the future of our country.
Benefits and different programs, support programs that are there. You touched on this a little bit, but what is being impacted so far? Because we've heard about military families, things of that nature. So what has been impacted there as far as those programs go?
Right. Well, one of the things that's having an impact is that there'll still be some checks going out to government workers, but with the government shutdown, then they won't get paid for the shutdown days. And so the checks that they'll receive, a lot of people are getting their next check on the.
They shouldn't receive a goddamn cent. That should be the incentive to open the shit back up so that their own party, if they're feeling it like financially, like, hey, I haven't been paid, well, they can go to their own constituents and go up and go, well, what's the issue here? Real quick, we got a Black Dragon raid. Holy shit, my man. Yes, sir. Big W. Black Dragon in the building. Shout out to my man. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning. Your Whip 'em Out Wednesday morning, man. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Always appreciate you. And thank you for everyone that's coming in. Make sure you guys hit that and smash that like button. It is absolutely free to do so. I do world politics, geopolitics, breaking news over here if you guys are new. So stick around for it. Hit that subscribe button. It's free to do so. So thank you guys.
15th of October, those checks will be smaller. And that'll be an immediate impact. You and I already talked about the immediate.
Nope. They should not be paid. Because then their own constituents can go, hey, listen, you're dipping into my pocket now and you're fighting some bullshit fight right now, and get pressure from their own fucking people. This goes for Republicans too. This goes for everybody. Everybody in the government. Listen, these guys aren't going out and being living on the fucking street, okay? They're employed by the government. Relax. They're okay. They can go a week or two without pay. So, yeah, I don't think that any of them should be paid. I think that that's part of the deal working with the government.
Impact of having the government shut for a week, the CEA thinking that that's a cost of about $15 billion.
Are there concerns, risks there of losing trained federal staff permanently, people quitting, putting in their notice when you do have something like this, like an extended shutdown?
The basic point is the Democrats need to open up the government. And if the government is not open, if they fail to do that, then there can be long-run costs where especially valuable government workers who have a high market value in the private sector say, that's it, I'm done. I'm here taking this government job because I'm a patriot, but the Democrats won't, support me in my patriotism. And then there is a risk that people would.
Good morning, Vietnam. We got Poncho in the building. Great to see you, man.
Move on and take private sector jobs. And the risk is a serious one because the very, very best people are the people that are most valuable in the private marketplace as well.
What message, and this is my...
Okay, this is the last question, and then we're moving into the shutdown postpones Trump administration's farm aid plans. I guess it's going all the way into messing up now aid for local or national farms.
Last question for you. What message do you want to make sure to get across to the American people who are watching right now, who are maybe concerned and worried? What is your message to them?
That's not what I'm talking about, Black Dragon. You're conflating. I'm not talking about our military people. Yes, of course, they should still get paid. Why would you ever think that I would advocate for someone to fight for our fights and not get paid? I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about who works in government. Okay? Fuck the whole other side of that argument, because I never said that.
My message to them is that they need to understand that throughout their lives and the life of this country, that the role of the Senate has been to be the moderating influence in Washington. And that...
What's up, Dean? Good morning, kind sir.
Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are doing the exact opposite, which is the opposite of their constitutional duty. And if you've got a person, a senator in your state that is supporting Chuck Schumer right now, then you've got a senator who's not doing their constitutional duty. And you should think about that the next time you vote.
Kevin Hassett, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on Live Now from Fox. Anything you want to add? Anything?
No, we're going to go ahead and move on. We're going to get the shutdown postpones Trump administration's farm aid plan, which is interesting. This came up into the news. I haven't seen it, just for your guys' knowledge in this, but it is interesting nonetheless. Let's go ahead and bring this up and playback speed.
Okay, more government shutdown-related headlines. You see on your screen here, we're just a few hours out from officially marking 1 week of the government shutdown. A live look at Capitol Hill. The time about 8:45 in the nation's capital. Let's get to a story about agriculture. Politico has this. They say the Trump administration is pushing back its plans to roll out economic aid for farmers this week due to the government shutdown. Of course, we've been...
So is an economic aid infusion for these guys that are going to be essentially affected here.
Just about every angle possible relating to this shutdown, and farmers and agriculture are no different. Grace Yarrow is a food and agriculture policy reporter for Politico. She's also the author of Politico's daily morning agriculture newsletter. She's here with me. Thanks for coming on. I have a lot to ask about this.
That is very true. Chuck Schumer did absolutely say that he, as a moral decision, would never shut down the government. He did say that. Real quick, what do you think about the man arrested in D.C. with the bombs, Mikey? I haven't seen that specific story liquored up with Poncho, so I'm gonna have to look into that. Real quick, got a little PSA for you guys.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
Shit. All right, back to this.
Just to let the audience know where things stand, why do farmers need aid right now?
Oh, specifically.
Yeah, thanks for having me. There's a lot to unpack here. This is something that agriculture and
Hell yeah, Black Dragon. Call to actions always work, no matter what kind of call to action it is. It's just a call to action. For instance, if you don't tell people to not like your show, people are not going to take it upon themselves to like your show. You have to tell them, hey, hit that like button. You know, let's get the likes up, yo. And we got Liquored Up with Poncho gifting out a membership as well, making it rain in the building, bro. Thank you for the donation, man. It not only helps me, but it helps someone in the Breakfast Club, kind sir. So thank you for that.
farm groups have been warning about for months. The primary reason for this aid package is President Donald Trump's tariff rollout. A lot of the reciprocal tariffs have especially impacted soybean and corn producers, some of the top U.S. ag exports. Some other ag commodities are doing just fine, but primarily those row crop farmers are struggling a lot. They're also dealing with high input costs, from fertilizers to seeds are just across the board more expensive. And a number of other headwinds, including recent disasters that they're still recovering.
Oh, and vice versa, by the way, Black Dragon. Just so you know, man, I very much value our friendship and everything that you've done for me as well. I mean, it's not only been a one-sided equation. You know, we definitely complement each other in that regard. So I appreciate you.
Recovering from, and there's just a lot of need right now in low prices, outdated policies. We haven't had a new farm bill, which is expected to be updated every 5 years since 2018. So there's a lot going on, but the primary reason is an aid package in response to the president's tariffs, similar to what he did during his first term.
Is the new farm bill expected to look different than the past one?
Definitely. So Republicans in their Reconciliation One Big Beautiful Bill Act earlier this year included a lot of progress for commodity producers, including better insurance and sort of just what they call the farm safety net. But a lot of those will not kick in until the next crop year, so October or so, 2026. So,
damn, so their fund got fucked for the year.
a lot of lawmakers are referring to this sort of aid package that the administration is looking at as sort of a bridge aid package just to get farmers through the next year or so until those new policies.
Oh, man. And now they're really going to feel it.
Hit. But lawmakers are still looking at passing what they call a skinny farm bill or Farm Bill 2.0 this fall before some of those key policies expire at the end of the year.
A live look at the White House. The Office of Management and Budget has readied between $12 billion and $13 billion to be allocated from an internal USDA account. What is that money intended to be used for?
That's a great question.
Yeah, so that part is a little bit unclear.
You know what's interesting is you got these guys that come up here from major companies, corporations, CEOs, politicians, political analysts, all this different shit. And they always come on to one of the biggest news programs, such as like Live Now from Fox, for instance. And they'll come on these motherfucking programs and not even have a decent camera, or at least have a decent microphone or something to where we can hear your audio. It's kind of wild to me how many people that supposedly speak on these programs and shit, but have no gear. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy to me.
Technically, what we're looking at primarily is likely an aid package, but it could be used for a number of different reasons.
Did you guys block each other?
That money is from the USDA's Commodity Credit Corporation, which is just kind of sometimes referred to as a slush fund for a number of different problems, from animal disease to something like...
Real quick, we got Frederick Frame in the building, as well as brother Lee Lance in the building. Always appreciate you guys. All right, let's go ahead and actually move this on, and we're going to go into Israeli forces intercept aid flotilla bound for Gaza. Let's go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and discuss it a little bit. I haven't seen this necessarily yet, but this did come out 3 hours ago for transparency. Here we go. Let's bring it up.
Breaking news on this Wednesday as we also give you a live look here out of Gaza. bringing you the
Yes, sir, Browns boy. Always appreciate. I saw you. Man, I'm trying to remember what chat I was in, and I saw you in there, and I was talking with you. But Browns boy, I very much appreciate you swinging by and hanging out with us, man. Hopefully you enjoy your time, and as well as your Hump Day or Whip 'em Out Wednesday. You know what I mean?
developments in the war between Israel and Hamas. The Associated Press reporting that the Israeli military intercepted a 9-boat flotilla trying to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza early Wednesday in the Mediterranean Sea and denied scores of activists on board. That's according to flotilla organizers and the Israeli Foreign Ministry. Now, this is a
Wait, is this the same ordeal with the other activist that got taken by Israeli custody? I mean, like, is this the same ordeal?
Feed there. We are taking it straight from a live stream. At the same time, we also have this one, a feed coming out of Jerusalem and Israel.
No, it says Israeli forces on Wednesday, which is today, intercept a 9-boat flotilla attempting to deliver aid to the Gaza Strip. The flotilla organizers and the Israeli Foreign Ministry said. Okay, interesting. So this is brand fucking new.
Real. Going back to more from that breaking news, though, the ministry said that 145 activists taking part in the Freedom Flotilla Coalition.
Yes, it was flows. That's right. It was. Great to see you in
and
here,
1,000 Madlenes to Gaza were in good health and were being brought to shore in Israel for processing. They are then expected to be deported. The interception came as nearly 450 activists from a previous flotilla, including European lawmakers and climate activist Greta Thunberg, were intercepted on more than 40 boats last week, trying to reach Gaza with a symbolic amount of humanitarian aid.
I wonder how much aid they really had on these boats, though. I can't imagine them actually being able to carry a lot. You know what I mean? Real quick, we got Hook Dog in the building. Good morning to you, kind sir. Great to see you over here from the West Coast, my man. And we got Tortuga saying it's the first time for him in here as well, man. That's awesome. I hope that you are enjoying your time here. And BD says that's so fucking sad. It is sad. It is sad, bro. It's extremely sad.
While most of the activists of the Global Summit Flotilla have been deported, 6 of its activists from Norway, Morocco, and Spain remain detained in Israel. Lawyers representing them said that.
Oh, hell yeah, Prez. You mean you're going to be over in my area? Hell yeah, dude. Let me know.
Late on Tuesday. The organizers of this latest flotilla decried the new detentions on Wednesday as, quote, arbitrary and unlawful. The activists on board the 9-vessel group included doctors, politicians, lawmakers from Turkey and Denmark.
Wow.
A passenger.
So those passengers that were on there were some high-level people.
New detentions on Wednesday as, quote, arbitrary and unlawful. The activists on board the 9-vessel group included doctors, politicians, lawmakers from Turkey and Denmark.
Damn. We got Brennan Smith in here as well. Good morning to you.
List
Great
posted
to
on
see you.
Flotilla's website also shows 2 Israeli citizens aboard their largest boat, the Conscience. And if you do recall, throughout the past several days, we have been bringing to you a live stream of the Conscience. No audio on that feed, but it has several vantage points that we have showcased live at Live Now from Fox. Now, organizers said the fleet was intercepted.
Shit, we're at 50 likes. Big W to you guys in the chat, man. The chat always wins, bro.
Around 120 nautical miles off the coast of Gaza. Cameras aboard the vessels, 1 large passenger ship, and 8 smaller sailboats broadcast the interceptions live. The boats could be seen being approached by fast-moving ships and then boarded by Israeli troops, who then cut off the broadcasts. Activists also said an Israeli helicopter flew over them. No injuries were reported. And I want to bring out a social media post courtesy of the Associated Press, who is reporting on this extensively, saying this, that the Israeli military intercepted a 9-boat flotilla early Wednesday in the Mediterranean Sea, trying to break Israel's naval blockade of Gaza and detain scores of activists on board.
Man, Prez, that would be awesome. Definitely let me know if you're able to do that.
The flotilla organizers and the Israeli Foreign Ministry said. Several of these countries and leaders from the countries are weighing in on this entire situation, with Turkey strongly condemning.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding on that. That is funny. Wasn't it supposedly like some actual, like, really nice, setup that she had?
And calling Israel's latest interception in international waters, quote, an act of piracy. Its foreign ministry on Wednesday said it was a serious violation of international law and accused Israel of escalating tensions and undermining peace efforts. The interceptions last week of the Global Summit Flotilla drew widespread condemnation and sparked large protests in several major cities and a one-day strike across Italy. Some of the deported activists did describe mistreatment at the hands of Israeli guards.
Shit. All right, let's get into one of our last stories for the morning. We were able to crank this out. We had like 8 or 9 different stories that usually we average about 5 or 6, but being able to put in, 8 or 9 of these motherfucking stories into a single hour is, a big W for me. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into one of our last stories here. We're going to also update our source side to make sure we're 100% updated. And we are. So this will be our last story for the morning. Make sure you guys stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding somebody that is live. I haven't looked yet, but during this next presentation, we'll go ahead and find somebody. All right, we got former FBI Director James Comey. He pleads not guilty. I think that this is not anything that is to come to as, a shock moment or anything. I think we all saw this coming, but nonetheless, this did just happen right before we started the live stream. So here it is.
While we do have some breaking news to let you know about, this is from Associated Press reporter Meg Kennard stating that former FBI director...
Why is it's like quality as shit. There we go. Weird. Anyways.
Director James Comey pleads not guilty to Trump Justice Department case accusing him of lying. So we did want to share a little bit more with you, as we did also want to bring you this live look outside of the federal courthouse where Comey's first appearance took place. This is a live look. You can see the podium set up right here to gather any reaction, and quite the crowd, as perhaps they are anticipating former FBI Director James Comey. It's a little unclear as to who exactly they're expecting to walk outside of the courthouse. Meanwhile, this is a closer look here at the front doors of the federal court. So we're going to just stay on this, and you can see that folks are also holding up some signs right here saying suppression of opposition. This one also indicating about the Epstein files right here.
Yo, we got Sterling that said he used 5 of his troll accounts to hit the like button. Yo, bro, I really appreciate that, man. Seriously. Thank you for that. I'm dead.
So we did want to share this live look, and I also wanted to share a little bit more information from the Associated Press.
Damn.
As former FBI Director James Comey has pleaded not guilty this morning in a criminal case that has thrown a spotlight on the Justice Department's efforts.
Great to see you.
Right there, involving individuals who have been very outspoken against President Trump. So Comey entering a not guilty plea through his lawyer at this federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia, to allegations that he lied to Congress 5 years ago. A live look right here. So we do.
I've been on it all morning, Naomi. You know what's funny is I'm always on top of fucking the email and shit like that when no one's sending anything on the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, shit like that. But then the one time that I don't focus on it, I look back and I go, oh my God, 30 minutes ago, someone donated something. I swear to God.
There is quite the large crowd. Another angle right here as dozens of people and the media are surrounding the front door of this.
Oh yeah, no, Black Dragon, they really are going for Comey, for real. This is not a joke. They're definitely going for him.
Federal courthouse. It's a little unclear as to who exactly they're waiting to walk out, but we do know that former FBI Director James Comey did arrive to court. The arraignment was brief, but very significant right here. Comey's legal team, including Patrick Fitzgerald, the former U.S. attorney in Chicago. We also know that a number of Comey's family members were also in court, including his daughter, Maureen, who was fired by the Justice Department earlier this year from her position as a federal prosecutor in Manhattan, as well as Troy Edwards Jr., a son-in-law of Comey's, who minutes after...
Yo, what's up, Bex? Hopefully you're enjoying your morning, your hump day morning, as well as maybe your whip 'em out Wednesday, whatever.
Comey was indicted, resigned his job as a prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia. So a live look right here as we continue to follow the breaking news that former FBI Director...
Outlaw Preacher, I really appreciate you, my man. I try my absolute best while during reporting of stories. I try to be unbiased. Of course, do my opinions come out in these pieces? Yes, they do. But a lot of these times I do explain the difference because I go based off of fact. I don't go based off of party line or anything. My whole narrative is just the facts. That's my only narrative. So anyways, I really appreciate that you recognize that and see that. Thank you for that.
James Comey has pleaded not guilty to the Trump Justice Department case accusing him of lying to Congress. Those specifically include, and I'm just pulling up some information right here, 2 federal charges, 1 count of making a false statement and 1 count of obstruction in connection with his testimony before the Senate.
Yo, Mama Iron Ranger, great to see you in the building. Hopefully you are enjoying your morning as well. Great to see you in
Judiciary
here.
Committee 5 years ago. So a live look right here. We're going to monitor this. We haven't seen any movement. We haven't seen anyone actually walk outside of this federal court in Alexandria, Virginia. But of course, we will bring you any remarks as there is a podium.
Moto Bomb, did you get over to work?
There are quite a few microphones. So any reaction, any response, we will bring that to you.
And of course, we're going to be following all of these stories as well. That's what my job is to do, right? Let's see. What did Blair say here? Why is it to the left constantly screams no one is above the law, but as soon as one of them gets dragged in for doing something illegal, all of a sudden it's a big issue? Well, just is what it is, right, bro? Anyways, listen, I can't thank you guys enough for making these very shows happen. I'm very honored to be able to present the news to you guys and you know, where you guys actually support me and my vision and what we do here. Hitting that like button, engaging in the content, you know, participating in the live chat, leaving a comment at the end of the show. All of these things are huge W's, man, and it helps out immensely. Way more than people even tell you guys. So anyways, with that being said, we will be back tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. We have our Diamond Effect episode tonight, so make sure you guys stick around for that as well. We're going to be rating our buddy, so also on a different side note here, we're going to be rating our buddy right after this show right here. We're going to be sending you guys off to a guy named JS Urban Life. And he is, you know, he usually hosts funny-ass panels. Stick around for it. It's always very entertaining. And listen, if I don't see you guys tonight, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for more of the World's Menace as we continue on our truth-seeking adventure. But until then, God bless everyone. We'll see you guys very soon. Much love, honor, respect.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges.